All right, y'all. We going in. I want y'all to let me know if y'all can hear me. If anybody there, let me give y'all a couple minutes to come on in. I gotta talk about this real quick. If you could hear me, put a one. If you can hear me, all right. All right, let's go.
When you are a TI, a targeted individual, any relationship that you want to form there are people that literally follow you around that want every relationship that you intend to reform to turn bad. And that you are a TI, a targeted individual. Any relationship that you want to form there are people that literally follow you around that want every relationship that you intend to reform to turn bad. And that would include customers, that would include potential mates, that would include anything. They want you out on your own. And it's their objective is to just screw with you.
So, for example, if for example that girl is good, was interested in meeting you, and you were open to that, would that your possible relationship or interaction, even as friends, would be interfered with by perps?
Yes, yes, and maybe probably at that in that case, high level perps. We're not talking about the street thugs.
By perps?
Yes, yes, and maybe probably at that in that case, high level perps. We're not talking about the street thugs that harass you on the street. We're talking high level thugs. Yes, absolutely.
And her perps,
and possibly even to the
high level perps, her perps.
Now I guess when they say high level perps, maybe handlers that been in the game for a while, and they know how the game goes very extremely well. You know what I'm saying? Vicious honeypots that they will send. As far as females, they'll send males. You know what I'm saying? Your way. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna play the game. They're gonna play the game, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, as this video right here is about TIs. We would never come together, man. It's not gonna happen. And I know it's sad to say. I know some people want to have hope, but at the end of the day, there's no hope. I didn't, stretch my hands forth to several so-called TIs, and they let me down, man. You know what I'm saying? They let me down. And I'm talking about, I don't know if it's the AI controlling them, but it's just some stupid shit. And then at the same time, sometimes I don't even want to put the blame on the AI or the mind control. It might just be the individual. The individual still might just be a fucked up person, because you gotta understand that, we might be battling with the same enemy, but at the same time, just because a person is experiencing what you're going through, that don't mean that they don't have jealousy in their heart. That don't mean they don't have envy. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that, they still not a fucked up individual. Because I noticed a lot about these so-called TIs out here. A lot of these motherfuckers still got a lot of envious and jealousy in their hearts, man. And we just need to put that shit to the side. You know what I'm saying? We want to sit here and debate about whose God is right, and in my religion, and people ain't gonna fuck with me because I don't believe in your Jesus, or the Muslims or whatever. It's just too much bullshit that's going on. And this is all a part of the segregation. And this is the reason why we're not going to come together, because there's too many differences going on. And everybody caught up in their own feelings instead of just coming together and realizing that we're all battling against the same damn monster. But people ain't going to do that.
Would follow as well.
Yes. And maybe probably at that, in that case, high-level perps. We're not talking about the street thugs that harass you on the street. We're talking high-level thugs. Yes, absolutely.
And her perps,
and possibly even
to the high-level perps, her perps would follow as well, and also add a high-level perp to that relationship.
Everything they do is like, in my whatever, is impersonation and all of the above. It's to impersonate you among one another. They will go to any extent to screw with that relationship of any TI with any other person. They will, and not only that, they will attempt to instill into your life other perps who are acting as TIs. Instill into your life other perps who are acting as TIs.
And that is so true. And just to hold that on real quick, I just got a phone, well, not a phone call, a text message from a friend back in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't heard from this cat in years, and out of nowhere he just pop up in my life. Tell me, what's up, D? Blah, blah, blah. You know, and I already know what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they done sent this dude. So I ain't got, only thing I did was send him my music. I just listen to my music. I really ain't got no rap. I mentioned the COINTELPRO Illuminati, but he ignored it. He ain't even elaborate on it. So I already know what time it is. I already know he gonna play the game. You know what I mean? He not gonna talk about that. He can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna try to talk about other shit and act like what I'm saying is not happening. But this is the game that they're gonna play. And it's all designed to frustrate the shit out you, but you gotta be strong.
Don't ever forget that. Anybody who's listening to me. How do you instill into your life other perps who are acting as TIs? Don't ever forget that. Anybody who's listening to me.
How tied are you to Vancouver, Washington? Do you feel that if you relocated to somewhere else, you know, in the Northwest?
If y'all can, hit the like button and also subscribe.
You apparently are from there and enjoy it there. If you were to relocate to another city, if that was possible, would you be followed?
My understanding is that your targeting follows you from anywhere you went. Actually, my targeting started when I was down in Portland at two different places. Place number 1 and then place number 2, and it followed me up here across the river.
And also, Henry, when I get my money up, I will be coming to Maryland, man. We're gonna meet up. We're gonna make that happen.
To place number 3, and that is it started in 2006, and in May of 2010, I finally found on the Portland Mercury. I found on that blog. I found the concept of stalking. And that's where I learned about it. But my understanding is it follows you. I absolutely believe that your targeting will follow you no matter where you go.
And see right there, y'all, that's another reason why I tell people really don't move, because it's all designed to fuck up your money, because you already know when you move, it's going to cost you. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the whole game. They want to mess up the money because they want you destitute. So that's why I be telling you, you might as well just stay put. Don't really travel much, because you already know that they're gonna blacklist you from jobs. You see what I'm saying? So moving is really not the option, because all you're gonna do is just run into new perps. They're everywhere. They're like fucking roaches, man.
I believe it.
I think I got cut off here. I don't know if you can.
No, you lost your chat, but your talk is still on. Let's go ahead.
I don't need chat. I don't need that.
Right.
So you are in Vancouver.
So the perp behind the cactus, you damn right.
Washington.
You lost your chat, but
I appreciate everybody tuning in. I really do.
Your talk is still on. Let's go ahead.
I don't need chat. I don't need the chat.
Right.
So you are in in Vancouver, Washington, which is
Yes.
just across the river from Portland, and
Right.
the targeting continued there. So it would not make sense to relocate if you did have the financial.
My understanding is if you relocate, all that does is it depletes your resources and it costs you money every time you move. It does is it depletes your resources and it costs you money every time you move. It's going to cost you some money because of the new situation.
And I'm speaking from experience. This is true. I done moved up my apartment. That's the reason why I don't have my apartment now. I moved out of there. They moved the perps there. The whole building was saturated with perps. I didn't even know. I thought it was just the people that was upstairs because they was the one doing all the stomping and all the banging and shit. And then they brought roaches to the building. You know what I'm saying? And then I would complain to the people that owned the building. They would send these fake ass perp ass exterminators, and they was putting this fucking fake ass bait around. The bait wasn't killing the roaches. It was like giving them creatine or some shit. It was making the roaches stronger. They was just expanding. I'm speaking. This is facts, yo. This ain't nothing out of no book I read. This is DB's book.
It's just going to follow you. That this is a worldwide protocol. That there are boots on the ground people in every community and in every state in every country of the world, even communist countries. I'm saying that I don't think that a targeted individual can even go to a communist country. In fact, I used an analogy earlier, and I'm going to say it real quickly here about a talk show. It was a show that I saw on TV years ago, years before I was even targeted, where some cop was getting in the face of a robber, and he said, "You son of a gun, I'm going to have you followed. There's no place you can go on planet Earth that you won't be harassed." And I forget where that was. I would love to hear the face of a robber, and he said, "You son of a gun, I'm going to have you followed. There's no place you can go on planet Earth that you won't be harassed." And I forget where that was. I would love to know where that was, because I believe that to be, I thought it was pretty far-fetched at the time, but I believe that to be true, that once you're targeted, in other words, they're going to be a targeted individual, and it's going to follow them to other areas of the city, of wherever you live. Go ahead.
Is this a group that, let's say, has an office somewhere? Like, you're saying that they have a network, and they've already followed you from Portland to Vancouver, which isn't necessarily a long place, a long move. But how do they? Well, I don't know if you'll know. How, like, is there? Do they have business meetings where they say, "Okay, you're working on Chuck. This one's working on Michelle. This one is working on so and so. This one is working on all this."
I believe it.
Like, how is
Can
it
I answer the
determined?
question?
Is there a head, or what's the?
I think where they get their, I believe they get their perpetrators that participate. I believe they get them from all over. Like the last place I lived, there were like 5 different apartments. It was an indoor exit. So when I would exit, there was a protocol called same time entry and exit to where it was happening there. So I believe that it's not just some group that stalks you per se. I believe it's a worldwide protocol, and there's only, I believe there's maybe one out of 1,000, maybe one out of as little as 100 people that are targeted, and they may be at early stages of targeting. There are assets on ground, and I believe these assets, and so like those people at those 5 apartments at the last place I lived.
Also, this video is from Controlling the Narrative. I wanted to shout him out. You know what I'm saying? This is where I'm recording this. This video right here. This is where I found this at. So
I don't know if they're secret society members. I don't know if they're let's see, how would I say? I don't know if they heard the negative narrative, but it's just amazing where every time you walk out in the hall, somebody from one of those 5 doors is going to open. At the place where I lived up near Seattle before I moved down here to Portland, and this was a year or so before it went what you would call overt, there was some same-time entry and exit, and I never really thought about it. It was just a coincidence that every time you walk out the door, there's the guy across the street.
now, see, I know y'all could relate to that. You know what I'm saying? That's how they basically break you in. Because when I was at my apartment when it first started, the people that was upstairs would be taking their trash out when I take my trash out. And the first time, okay. Second time, okay. The third time, I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Then the fourth time, the fifth time, now I'm looking at this nigga like I'm ready to punch him in his mouth. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then at the same time, when I was in my apartment, I'm downstairs, they above me, and I could hear them walking over my head everywhere I go in the apartment. Everywhere I go, I'm in the kitchen, I'm in the living room, I'm in the bedroom, they standing right directly over my head. So I was like, what the hell's going on? Can y'all hear me? I hope y'all can hear me. Dave said it's glitching. Let me know if y'all can hear me.
The guy next door to one side and the guy next door to the other side, one of those 3 would frequently be exiting their house, and as well as the block.
And then you're gonna see Mason tags everywhere. Everybody got Mason tags everywhere.
Block watch lady who lived across the street and down the street, maybe a couple, 3, 4 doors. You know, I'm telling you, this is the real thing. So if that sort of thing is happening to you, anybody who's out there listening to this recording, Google the term organized stalking or Google the term gang stalking, and be sure to ignore the wacky, anything that sounds far-fetched.
All right, that was it for that video. Now I'm since we live, I'm gonna go ahead. Let me go ahead and hold on. I'm gonna show y'all another video. Hold up. This one right here about this COINTELPRO.
Hey, it's Robbie. I want to show you how Facebook actually pays for my Corvette pitch.
You know,
this video is over.
They're gonna try to strike me.
Terrorists. The FBI is a government agency supposedly intended to protect American.
Can y'all still hear me?
Civilians from the worst criminals imaginable, from domestic terrorists to serial killers. But who do you run to when the FBI wants you dead? It may seem like to serial killers, but who do you run to when the FBI wants you dead?
Who do you run to, y'all, when the FBI wants you dead?
It may seem like the high-concept premise of the latest Jason Bourne movie, but this was actually the terrifying reality faced by a number of political leaders and public figures as a result of COINTELPRO, the FBI's clandestine series of projects intended to bring American activism to its knees. But what was COINTELPRO really? When did it happen? Who were its targets? And what terrifying illegal methods were employed under its purview? There's only one way to find out, but be warned, by the time this video is over, the FBI won't seem like the brave crime stoppers the movies often paint them as. Under COINTELPRO, which stands for Counterintelligence Program, they were responsible for everything from psychological warfare to cold-blooded murder. They were responsible for everything from psychological warfare to cold-blooded murder. They were responsible for everything from psychological warfare to cold-blooded murder.
You hear it, y'all. You hear it. Psychological warfare. That's what this is. Cold-blooded murder. That's what this is. And it's on a hush-hush.
All committed against mostly non-violent individuals.
And you see why people keep their mouth shut about it. Because this is deep. Where do you run if the CIA and the FBI is after you? You can run to Jesus all you want. They killed Jesus. You can run to Allah all you want. You still gonna get gang stalked. I'm just saying. I know some of y'all gonna get mad. Oh man, he got the bash Jesus. I'm not bashing Jesus. I'm just letting you know that the shit don't work. That's all I'm saying. And all that shit about Mark, all that shit about Mark the Messenger talking about, he either just sold out. Cause ain't nowhere in the world you're gonna be like, oh, I was being gangstar, then you beat it. And then you're not gonna tell nobody how you beat it? How you not gonna tell nobody how you beat it? You didn't beat shit, but you meat, nigga. Stop lying.
His crime was questioning the system. Just how far the system will go to silence these questions will alarm and terrify you. And at the heart of it all was FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover, who opened a nightmarish Pandora's box of government overreach and illegal domestic espionage. The year is 1956, and the Red Scare is in full swing. You don't need to be an expert in American political history to know that mid-1950s America was terrified of communism. The threat of the bomb loomed large over American psyches, and Soviet spies and sleeper agents seemed to lurk in every shadow. Russia and the West were fighting a culture war, and the U.S. was scared it was losing. When someone is afraid and backed into a corner, there's almost nothing they won't do to protect themselves, whether the initial fear is justified or not. The U.S. needed bold strategies to fight the perceived communist threat growing within their own borders, and J. Edgar Hoover was on the case. He gave his underlings a sweeping directive to expose, disrupt...
The Hoover guy, J. Edgar Hoover,
was on the case. He gave his underlings a sweeping directive to expose, disrupt, misdirect, discredit, or otherwise neutralize any political groups deemed too submersive for the FBI's liking. Hoover had the tacit permission of President Eisenhower and soon after President Kennedy, and Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy personally signed off on a number of covert projects under the COINTELPRO banner. Of course, while every sinister government project requires some enabling bureaucrats to sign all the permission slips, there always needs to be some triggermen willing to get their hands dirty and get the dastardly job done. In this case,
just know that they put a lot of work in this program. Just understand that. Remember, I was reading the books, and they said that behavior modification was being experimented on people. They was exercising this in 1920. So, you know, this shit is super strong today, as you can see.
Case, we have William C. Sullivan, director of the FBI's domestic intelligence operations. Sullivan's first target was the Communist Party of America, who, on name alone, were obviously no friends of the Cold War FBI. Some of the techniques used by the FBI to destroy the Communist Party from the inside, including having agents sending threatening anonymous phone calls, having the IRS constantly audit them, and sending in forged documents to sow dissent among the party's ranks. You'll come to notice that this is a running theme among the COINTELPRO projects, using psychological warfare tactics to turn groups against each other and alienate their members. Psychological warfare tactics to turn groups against each other and alienate their members. Using psychological warfare tactics to turn groups against each other and alienate their members.
And they do this so well. They do it so well. So even if we was to come together, let's just say we can gather up 10 strong, real targeted individuals. They will send, it will be some bots and perps that's going to come and infiltrate the clique and turn us against each other. And before you know it, we fighting amongst each other. And we could be all real TIs. We could be all real TIs and they'll have us fighting against each other. They've been doing it, man. These people are skilled. They're highly skilled. They've been doing this for years. While you was buying Jordans, they was doing this. They was in the laboratory creating schemes and nanobots and shit, how to get inside and take over the inside out. You know what I'm saying? This is high technology, high science, man.
To this end,
and the thing about it, we paid for it because if you're paying taxes, this is where your tax dollars is going. Can I get a no there?
Literally nothing was off the table. FBI agents infiltrating meetings and posing as members to cause conflict, intelligence gathering for blackmail and extortion, and even spreading rumors to increase the tension. Though compared to just how horrific and violent their methods would later become, some blackmail and rumor spreading is pretty quaint. While the Communist Party was a perfect training ground for refining their domestic espionage techniques, the activities that would make COINTELPRO infamous were perpetrated against civil rights groups, starting in the late 50s and continuing through the 60s. Dr. T.R.M. Howard, a prominent black surgeon, entrepreneur, and civil rights leader, was critical of the FBI's inaction on a number of infamous hate crimes, including the murders of Emmett Till and George Washington Lee. This prompted Hoover to turn the dangerous attentions of Sullivan and his FBI cronies to black civil rights groups, starting with the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, on the grounds that they were supposedly hotbeds of subversive communist activity. The Southern Christian Leadership Conference was just the tip of the iceberg, though. During their 15-year heyday, COINTELPRO would infiltrate and attack the Black Panther Party. Anti-Vietnam 15-year heyday, COINTELPRO would infiltrate and attack the Black Panther Party. During their 15-year heyday, COINTELPRO would infiltrate and attack the Black Panther Party. Anti-Vietnam War organizers, feminist groups, environmentalist and animal rights groups, the Nation of Islam, the Young Lords Puerto Rico Independence, environmentalist and animal rights groups, the Nation of Islam, the Young Lords Puerto Rico Independence Group, and the...
And speaking of not really the Nation of Islam, but the Sunni Muslims, man, comment below right now if you get gang stalked by Muslims. I get gang stalked by Muslims all day. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the people that's garbed up. You know, all day, man. So you already know Islam is infiltrated and has been hacked and compromised and infiltrated.
The American Indian
and don't go to church. Don't go to church. You're gonna get gang. I guarantee your pastor be digging up his nose. Can I get a no there?
Movement. In their very minor defense, they also did take on the Ku Klux Klan. But when you need to compare yourself to the Klan to have moral high ground, you're not doing well. Perhaps their most infamous victims were two of the most well-known civil rights leaders in American history, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. It all gets a whole lot worse from here. In 1963, Dr. King gave his iconic I Have a Dream speech during the March on Washington.
Yeah, Jesus was the target individual. I'll be trying to tell people that.
While generations of people across the world were touched and inspired by this incredible piece of history, the FBI were terrified. Dr. King was dreaming too big for their liking, and they wanted to put him in his place.
You hear that?
Hey,
let me get that ad out of there.
How often while looking for an exclusive romantic partner, do you suddenly realize that the dating pool is getting...
That place being 6 feet below the ground.
So you got to understand, anybody that comes down in this matrix to make a change for the better, you're a target. They gonna get rid of you. They're gonna turn everybody against you. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact that, you know, I would be a superstar as far as, like, you know, my music, as far as my acting and all that stuff. But since I'm woke, they don't want that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a part of them. You got to be in the brotherhood to be, and I realize that you got to be in the brotherhood to be successful in this world. If you're not in the brotherhood, if you didn't take those sororities and all that crap in school, high school, you know, if you didn't join the Mason or Eastern Star or some shit, then, you know, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to, because there's nowhere in the world they'll have somebody like me becoming successful with the mind that I have, because I'm here to help people, not help harm people. And they don't want that. So I'm basically a monkey wrench in their machine, in their matrix machine.
Hoover ordered Sullivan to turn his attention to discrediting and destroying King and the movement he'd come to represent. Sullivan subsequently released a horrifically racist statement. In the light of King's powerful demagogic speech, we must mark him now, if we've not done so before, as the most dangerous Negro of the future in this nation from the standpoint of communism, the Negro and national security. The espionage began. King's home and hotel rooms were bugged, and his phones were tapped. The FBI was listening intently to his every word for blackmail material that they could use to silence King. You're probably asking, silence him? As in pressure him into discontinuing activism and renouncing his beliefs? To which we'd answer, no. They wanted Dr. King to kill himself. In 1960, to which we'd answer, no. They wanted Dr. King to kill himself.
Now, ain't that some shit, y'all? The FBI wanted Dr. King to kill himself. Just like, so in other words, he was being gang stalked too. You know what I'm saying? He was being gang, because that's what this psychological warfare is all about. They want us to take ourselves out. And if we don't take ourselves out, they want you to go out there and take somebody else out. They want you to basically become a Manchurian candidate. Because they looking for news. They want news. They want bad news, man. They want to go out there and put it on the news. Oh man, another shootout in Philadelphia. This guy went out there on a rampage and killed 10 people at Walmart. They love that shit because it's a sacrifice. And these demons these reptilians is feasting off that blood. They need it. You know what I'm saying?
In 1964, after
They like the mosquitoes, man.
years of collecting audio, they wanted Dr. King to kill himself. In 1964, after years of collecting audio evidence of Dr. King's marital affairs, King was sent a suicide package 2 days before he was supposed to collect his Nobel Peace Prize. The package included copies of the incriminating audio, as well as a truly horrifying letter. The letter, while anonymous, is believed to some to have been written by Sullivan himself. It's a verbally abusive speech that opens with King. In view of your low-grade, abnormal personal behavior, I will not dignify your name with either a Mr. or Reverend or a Doctor, and your last name calls to mind only the type of king such as King Henry VIII, and his countless acts of adultery and immoral conduct lower than that of a beast. The letter almost reads like the cruelest internet comment you've ever seen, complete with a plethora of personal insults and spelling errors. And much like an internet troll with a serious mean streak, the letter ends by attempting to pressure Dr. King into committing suicide. It reads, King, there is only one thing left for you to do. You know what it is. You have just 34 days in which to do. This exact number has been selected for a specific reason, and it has a definite practical significance. You are done. There is but one way out for you. You better take it before your filthy, abnormal, fraudulent self is bared to the nation. While for legal reasons they stopped
That's deep, man. Ain't that deep? I hope y'all listening.
just short of saying straight up, kill yourself or we'll humiliate you, the implications are crystal clear. Just short of saying straight up, kill yourself or we'll humiliate you.
Now, what they doing with the gang stalking? Isn't that humiliation? You know, got your thoughts on broadcast. Everybody can read your thoughts. Everybody know what you're doing. You can't even take a shower. Everybody see you naked. Y'all better get in shape. Better get your body. Hey, at least if they can see you naked, at least, try to do something with your body. Give them something to look at. This is all humiliation. They want to humiliate you in front of the world. And this is the reason why everybody bowing down, because everybody out here is scared to fucking death. That's the reason why you can't get these perps to tell the truth, because they don't want it to happen to them.
The implications are crystal clear. When King didn't give in and take his own life, Cartha DeLoach, the FBI assistant director at the time, began leaking the incriminating evidence to every news outlet imaginable. They were ruthless in their willingness to destroy reputations and lives to achieve their goals, but things were going to get a whole lot worse. While they were trying to manipulate Dr. King into taking his own life, the FBI were stoking the fires of tension among the Nation of Islam and the Organization of Afro-American Unity, both known for their association with civil rights leader El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz, better known as Malcolm X. Through COINTELPRO, the FBI widened the rift between Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad, the leader of the Nation of Islam. After a sustained harassment campaign involving infiltration, rumor mongering, and the artificial elevation of conflict, the disagreements of Malcolm X and Muhammad turned deadly, and Malcolm X was assassinated by some Nation of Islam gunmen, while the FBI...
And that's how they do it. They turn us against each other while they sit back and watch. What did Tupac say? He's a give 'em gun, sit back, watch them kill each other. You know, it's time to fight back. That's what Huey said. 2 shots in the dark, now Huey's dead. I got love for my brothers, but we can never go nowhere unless we share with each other.
FBI denied direct involvement in the assassination. There's extremely credible evidence that their involvement in exacerbating the conflict led to the murder. As the 1960s drew on, the FBI intensified its COINTELPRO operations against prominent civil rights groups, Dr. King and his associates in particular. This project was known as COINTELPRO Black Hate.
Don't be surprised, y'all, if God forbid, hopefully I don't get no strike. But if this video get taken down, you already know. You already know what time it is.
According to a 1968 FBI memo, they feared that Martin Luther King Jr. was becoming a kind of messiah figure who would unite the various disparate civil rights groups into a force that could truly be reckoned with. If Dr. King ever decided to reject nonviolence and lead to an armed revolt, they would be...
But the funny thing about it, right? This video right here, I got this. This is not even my video. I'm showing you from somebody else. Now, this person right here, it's called, what is called the infograph. They got 13.1 million subscribers. Now, how come this person can have this video up and don't get no strike, but they might strike me for having by doing the copycat on it? You see what I'm saying? So obviously, the person that put this video up probably a fucking agent too. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll do that. They have people that work for them, but they'll let them put out the information, put out the truth, but they still down with the brotherhood, like they like a lot of people say about Alex Jones. I hope y'all can hear me. Can y'all still hear me? Like a lot of people say about Alex Jones, they say Alex Jones was the agent, but at the same time, even if he was, Alex Jones spoke the truth. Everything that he said was facts. Like you could look it up. You see what you see the shit. You see how we are today. You know what I'm saying? So this channel right here got 13.1 million subscribers, and I'm a small guy compared to this guy. Compared to a lot of people, I ain't got that many subscribers, but I know I'm big time on the down low because they all watching my motherfucking ass. You see what I'm saying? They gonna play the game like they not. But I know I'm under surveillance like a motherfucker. Everybody watching DB Gang Stalking Simulation. They're gonna play like I'm not like in all reality. I got 20 million subscribers. You know what I'm saying? They just not gonna pay me though. I ain't getting no money and none of that.
Be in serious trouble. King was public enemy number one, but prominent members of groups like the Black Panthers weren't far behind. Decided to reject nonviolence and lead to an armed revolt. They would be in serious trouble. King was public enemy number one, but prominent members of groups like the Black Panthers weren't far behind. All of them had to go. The FBI concluded with numerous police departments in cities with considerable Black Panther presences, including San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Oakland, Philadelphia, and Chicago. They would coordinate raids into the homes of Black Panther members without warrants, during which many of said members were shot dead by police.
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster? With Wix, you can edit your meta tag.
They was just breaking into Black Panther's crib without warrant. Just running up in people's spots, shooting them dead.
One particular,
the FBI can do that.
Particularly infamous example is the assassination of Chicago Black Panther Party chairman Fred Hampton. On December 4th, 1969, Hampton was drugged and incapacitated by deep cover FBI infiltrator William O'Neill. A Chicago PD tactical unit then entered his home at the FBI's behest and murdered Hampton in his bed in cold blood. No crime was too cruel and no tactic was too underhanded for COINTELPRO. With the help of colluding police departments, the FBI was able to launch a brutal harassment campaign against figures in the world of leftist politics and civil rights. Specific individuals like Elmer Geronimo Pratt, a Black Panther Party leader, were accused of crimes they didn't commit and arrested on false pretenses. Evidence was falsified, witnesses were intimidated, and legality was twisted to serve whatever purpose the FBI wanted it to. Pratt spent 27 years in jail for a fallacious murder charge just because he was a member of the Panthers. Members of the KKK, like Gary Thomas Rowe, were kept on the FBI payroll as informants while still committing Gary Thomas Rowe were kept on the FBI payroll as informants while still committing atrocities like the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing. And this wasn't an isolated incident. Under COINTELPRO, it was clear that the FBI preferred hardline white supremacist groups to black liberation movements. They funded and supported former members of the 1960s far-right group the Minutemen in their goal to create this secret army organization, essentially a militant terrorist cell fought against civil rights groups with tactics of intimidation and outright violence. Hundreds, if not thousands, of potential enemies of the FBI were spied on with everything from wiretaps to direct stalking techniques. They even teamed up with the CIA in 1967 as part of their own domestic spying project, Operation Chaos. The COINTELPRO
Operation Chaos. And this is 1967, man. So you already know the technology that they got today. You already know. This little bullshit ass laptop, cell phones, man. This is small fry compared to what they really got. They got some high-tech shit.
Reign of Terror would consume the whole decade, a decade mostly known for flower power, free love, and imported British rock. The whole program was so sprawling that even figures like James Baldwin, Ernest Hemingway, and Muhammad Ali were on their list of enemies. Incidentally, Muhammad Ali ended up being a major force in the end of the COINTELPRO operations, as his 1971 fight with Joe Frazier acted as a form of cover, while activist group Citizens Commission to investigate the FBI broke into an FBI field office in Pennsylvania. The group stole critical files on the COINTELPRO operation.
And to be honest with you, I believe that the real Ali Ben died. You know what I'm saying? That guy, that zombie guy they had walking around that couldn't speak, man, that was just some clone shit, yo. Straight up.
And blew the lid on the whole sordid affair, leading to considerable scandals and shame for the FBI and the public eye. Within a year, J. Edgar Hoover had announced that centralized COINTELPRO operations were officially over. And while the FBI has hardly been squeaky clean since, the dissolution of the centralized COINTELPRO operations was an undeniable win for anyone who likes the idea of living in a truly free country. Of course, only a fraction of the files were stolen, and many of the files subsequently released by the FBI have been heavily altered and redacted. The fact is, we will never know the full extent of the FBI's sinister activities between 1956 and 1971. But what we do know is that the FBI activities under the COINTELPRO umbrella were some of the most terrifying and illegal in American history. Groups who were simply exercising their quintessentially American First Amendment rights were attacked, defamed, arrested, and dissolved. And the people who formed these groups were at best threatened and manipulated, and at worst murdered and pressured towards suicide. We wish we could give you a more comforted, and dissolved. And the people who First Amendment rights were attacked, defamed, arrested, and dissolved. And the people who formed these groups were at best threatened and manipulated, and at worst murdered and pressured towards suicide. We wish we could give you a more comforting ending, but instead, we'll leave you with two questions. What are the chances that COINTELPRO was an isolated incident? And what else have the FBI done that we don't even know about? Check out FBI's most violent, but instead, we'll leave you with two questions. What are the chances that COINTELPRO was an isolated incident? And what else have the FBI done that we don't even know about? Check out FBI's most violent, most wanted of all time. And FBI versus CIA, how do they compare? For more fascinating FBI facts.
I tell y'all, man, that's the end of that video. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, this is a crazy world. You know what I'm saying? If we ever try to come together, we ever try to form a group or whatever, they're just going to infiltrate it. They've been doing it for a long time.
Got a technical.
You know what I'm saying? They've been doing it for a long time. So as far as us being TIs or target individuals, whatever, you know, and fuck all that empowered shit. Because at the end of the day, they got the damn power. I mean, yeah, we are powerful beings, but we got to learn how to tap into that. But if you just, you know, relying on, you know, if you're not tapping in with, like even Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within. So if you ain't going within, then you're not even tapping to your true power anyway. If you're just sitting on your ass relying on someone else to save you, then you're not tapped into your power. But at the end of the day, right now, you already see who got the power. These motherfuckers control this whole simulation. And they can manipulate and control everybody. All they got to do is either mind control them, threaten them, or give them a couple dollars. That's it. People is willing to sell out these days. Selling out is easy. It's like they waiting in line. You know what I mean? It's like everybody waiting in line to be the next sellout. Nobody want to stand up no more and fight for their so-called human rights. Everybody out here touching their toes. I go outside yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday. I go outside. I'm outside. It's like around 10 o'clock or whatever. I'm trying to find isolated spots to go and chill where nobody at. Of course, they follow me everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? They follow me everywhere I go. I'm going in areas where nobody wouldn't even want to be. You know what I'm saying? And of course the cops come, and you know, because I'm there by myself, the cops got to show up first. And then once the cops show up, then they got to go ahead and make that phone call and call the bots. Now the bots show up. So I leave. But my point is that yesterday was Saturday. Yesterday was Saturday. Why you not at the clubs? Why you not enjoying your life? Why you standing? Why you pulling up next to me, looking at your cell phone, looking at me? Why you not at the club having some fun? I would love to go to the club and have some fun. But I'm not gonna go there when I know that everybody in there robots. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get no coochie. You know what I'm saying? As far as like males, look, I'm gonna tell you something. Real male TIs, your sex life is gone. Okay? Unless you go out there and I guess trick or whatever. Other than that, as far as like finding a girlfriend, man, it's over for that. Because they're going to manipulate things. They're going to control them. So if you are a TI, and if you're a male TI and you have a female companion, Either and they gotta be being gangstar with you. Because if they're not being gangstar with you, and if they gaslighting you, then you already know they're a perp. If you talking about your situation, oh man, I got these red shirts following me around, and they gaslight you, say, oh, you're crazy. You're crazy. Then you already know that person is a perp. They compromise. Because this program is real deep. And if anybody tell you that it's not that deep, they are full of shit. They are full of shit. They done took everybody from me. All my females gone. I used, you know, back in the day, you used to call somebody up and have a booty call or whatever. That's gone. The so-called homies gone. Everybody Mason, everybody in the soda, everybody trying to protect their own little self. I gotta look out for my own kids. I don't want no part of you. But see, at the same time, you could be like, okay, I can understand. I understand you don't want to get out of my drama. But guess what? It's not just my drama. This is everybody. This is going to happen to you too. So even when you might say, okay, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm not gonna deal with you. But guess what? What you gonna do when it happens to you? And then you're gonna try to come back running. You want to come back, try to run back. Oh man, DB man, I got all these red shirts, white cars. Oh, so now you want to join the team now, because it's just a matter of time. You got to understand, all you people that's in the comment section right now. Once upon a time, you did not know this shit. You did not know it. We was all oblivious to some fucking gang stalking. We didn't know this was going on until they activated us. So my point is what I'm saying is just imagine the next generation. There's another generation that's in line getting ready to get activated in this program. There's more babies, more people, more kids, children being born into this shit to be the next target, to be the next targeted individual. This is big. They've been doing this shit for a long fucking time, y'all. I know everybody, all these so-called targets I done met, they turned out to be shit, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't keep in touch. You know what I'm saying? They don't call. I get in arguments with motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just a wrap, y'all. It really is. You're just gonna have to learn how to just deal with your fucking self, which I'm okay with it anyway. I've been solo all my life, so I'm good. I'm just trying to help other people out here that might have a problem with being by themselves, because a lot of people out here have a problem with being by themselves. And if you have a problem with being by yourself, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. So you're gonna have to look in the mirror and tell yourself every day, I love you. Because ain't nobody else gonna do it. You're gonna have to tell yourself that. If you're waiting for somebody else to tell you love you, man, you shit out of luck. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers was choking me in my sleep. They do this shit all the time when I go to sleep. It's like some body snatching shit. Like the damn AI machine trying to take over my soul or something. I wake up choking and shit. That's why I keep telling y'all, watch the movie 1978 Body Snatchers. If you didn't see the video, I done already did the video on it. Check that out if you didn't see it. Who else be getting choked in his sleep? Put a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you. This shit is wild. So this is probably the reason why a lot of people are just gone. Because, you know, the beast ain't playing fair. They using technology. Yeah, man. Can't breathe and shit. It's crazy. And this shit been going on since I've been in the program. This shit been going on since I've been in the program, man. So, you know, with whatever they putting in us, it's no joke. It's no joke. And this is the reason why I highly stress detox every day. Ain't no day off. Because the beast ain't taking no day off. You better be taking some type of supplements every fucking day. You know what I mean? Something. I don't give a damn what it is. You know, everybody got their own preference of what they want to take. You should be taking something. You know what I mean? Because the shit that they putting in us, man, is trying to hack the body. They're trying to hack the machine. We've been live for 50 minutes now. So, like I said, if you haven't seen that video about the body snap, I'm gonna try to post that link up. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep this live up. I don't even know. If you can try to share it or something, try to save. Somebody could try to save the live, because they might even try to delete it. Who knows? So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. You know what I'm saying? As far as at the end of the day, it just might not be no hope, man. TIs will never come together, man, because they will infiltrate us. They will infiltrate us, man. It's just going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't got nothing to do with, oh man, you speaking negative. No. This is just facts. This is just facts. Because the mind control, the MK Ultra is just too damn powerful. It is. I got so much hate from other TI channels, man. I'm not even gonna say nobody's name, but I be watching other people's shit and they be talking about me. Oh, DB's a perp, DB this, DB that. And I'm like, yo, I don't be dissing nobody. I get more hate from the TI community. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that right there just let you know, man. And the CIA and the FBI already know. They know. They know. We ain't coming together. Don't worry about it. They ain't gonna form shit. And if they do form it, we gonna kill them all. Can I get a no there? Holla back, y'all. Y'all keep your heads up, man. I got more videos I'm gonna post up later. But I just had to go live on this, man. Y'all keep your heads up. Y'all stay strong, man. We out.